Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. And as you may know, I really like horror movies, and to be honest, I'm a huge fan since I was a little girl. I do remember watching Scream and all of those movies, but I've never ever watched The Exorcist or something, which is really sad because it's like a classic of horror, but I was really scared about it. And the first movie that I watched that was dealing with exorcism and all of that was what I called The Rite. I think that's the name in English, but in Spanish is El Rito, which is like horrifying. It was just, I cried in that movie. Like, it was just so horrifying. And also I just want to point out how so tired I look. I'm so sorry, you guys. It's been pretty 2 weeks of hard work, and I'm almost going to graduate, so it's kind of like a lot of stress, but I really want to make this review for you guys, for you to basically know an opinion about someone who is not I think I'm not a really public movie reactor or reviewer, but I do believe that I think as a human being, or as a girl of not a really high standard that is paid to say things, I'm really honest about my topics that I choose and what I say, so I think it's really important. So basically, I'm just gonna read something that I saw from Variety, which is really interesting because Variety is like a really recognized, I do believe it's a magazine, and someone that is named Peter DeBrook said something about this movie, and I think it's really how I feel about this movie. So let's just I'm gonna just read this for you guys. So he says, this effective yet empty-headed horror movie goes to show how eager audiences are to be scared, and how even an unsightly doll can do that trick when the spirit is willing. So I do believe this summarizes what the movie is about. Yes, it's a very scary movie. Yes, I was really scared. Yes, I was almost all the movie like this. Like things like this are really serious, and I do believe that exorcism and everything is even though we see it in The Conjuring, I do believe prequel, it's a really serious topic, and I do believe in the devil, and I do believe in God, and I do believe on all of that. So I do feel something when people talk about that. And when I first saw The Conjuring, I was just like, I'm going to be really scared, and yes, I was really scared. But I do believe this movie has a lot of things that are really interesting. First of all, the cast. We don't see the Warrens here, which I'm really sad, but it's kind of like really cool as well, because we see kind of like a different atmosphere that we are used to in the Conjuring saga. And we also see we see a very simple location. I think I don't know how much they spend in the location, but I do believe it was not a lot, which is awesome, because effects, editing and everything, it takes time and it takes effort, and I do believe they did it really well. Also, we see a really young cast. I think that the girl that was the most older was the nun that appeared, and I was really scared that she was gonna be the nun that we saw in The Conjuring 2, but no, she is not. She's a different nun. But actually a nun appeared in a picture, which is really interesting, because we see how this picture like changes. It's kind of very difficult to explain to you guys how it is, but if you see that, you would understand me. You will see that scene that is really interesting. I do believe that we're gonna have a nun movie coming really soon, so that would be really interesting to watch. I'm all into that Conjuring prequel saga, whatever it is, it's really scary to me, and I do believe that scary movies need to be scary. But either way, also I love how the actresses played every single role that they did. It's really difficult to play a scary person when you know something is coming. So I do believe that the girls did a really nice job. I love the cast. I think it was an excellent cast, and you know, the girls just deserve the best because they really did the best that they could to be scared, and they looked scared and they scared me. So I mean, I just want to point out that if you haven't seen the movie, sorry you guys, I really do recommend it. If you're not really into horror movies, I do not recommend this movie because you're gonna be really scared. But to be honest, if you are looking for something that challenges you and see if you're really scared about horror movies, you should go and watch this one. It's a really good production. The director's name is David Sandberg, and I do believe that James Wan was really involved in this as a producer, so it's really interesting. I also think that we see a little bit of like a priest here, but he was not really there, so I can explain his character, but I do believe that the two main girls were the blonde one and the girl with short hair, which I do believe she was really good, and almost at the end she knew how to escape the demon, which was really interesting to me, because you know, when you're scared, and mostly when you're a little girl, and mostly because you know she has never been into, you know, with a family, I do believe that her instincts just went like, well, you should save yourself because then you're gonna die. So basically, yes, it was a really interesting movie. I loved the beginning, I loved the end, and if you don't know the end, sorry, I'm gonna spoil it for you, but the end is actually the beginning of Annabelle 1, which is really interesting to me because I was kind of like scared of how this movie was gonna end, to be honest. I didn't know, I didn't even knew how it was gonna end, and it ended as I never expected to end. So I do believe that great movies and great scary movies actually do end you know, how you are not supposed to know. So I do believe it's a really interesting movie for that. And also I do think that the outfits were really well done, the house was really creepy. I do believe it's located in the 1920s. I'm not really sure, but I do believe that, you know, if we see you know, a TV, I do believe that in the 1920s there were TVs, but they were not like in the 1940s, for example. They were different, but I'm not really sure if it was 1920, probably between 1920 and 1940, probably. But I do think that, you know, the makeup was really well. The mom and the dad that appeared, which are the mom and the dad of Annabelle, are creepy as hell, and at the end they are creepy as hell and they die really horribly. You know, the doll, I'm kind of like, yeah, it's a really creepy doll, but I'm not really sure. You know, at the beginning I was like that. And at the beginning of, you know, Annabelle as well, as the movie Annabelle, I never saw Annabelle, you know, as something that was, you know, I always thought that it was like a production of Universal and everything. Is it Universal? No, it's Warner Brothers, sorry. But when this movie really explains what happens, and you know, at the end we see the actual Annabelle doll given, you know, it's a really long story, you guys, you need to watch it, but at the end I was really surprised that they actually had the actual Annabelle doll. I'm not sure if it's the actual, but it looks pretty similar. And of course, you know, it's very hard to explain if you don't watch it, but of course it's not the actual one, but I'm saying that it's like, you know, it's really identical, which was really interesting to me. Of course, you know, the Warrens are not gonna give the actual doll to the actors. They're gonna die or something, so no. But yeah, I mean, it was a really interesting movie because in the beginning they explain to you what is happening, how are the characters, which is really good for a scary movie, because sometimes the scary movies don't actually explain how the characters are, and here they did, and it's just awesome to me. Like it was just awesome. And also they, at the kind of like in the middle, they explain how the doll is actually trying to get into the girls' lives, and in the third act we see how the doll just gets crazy and does everything. I'm not gonna tell you the end because I do believe it's really interesting how every single character just gets what they deserved. But hopefully you guys watch it. I'm not gonna make this review longer for you guys, but I'm gonna give Annabelle 2 thumbs up. It was a really good movie, even though I had to confess I actually didn't watch the movie a lot because I was really scared. I was just like, as I said in the beginning, like this. But I do believe that you guys need to watch it and see it for yourselves to understand my reactions to this movie. But I do believe that the actors, the directors, the producers, the costume designers and everything, they were awesome, and I hope they do more. Really hope. Either way, you guys, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Please comment down below what do you want to see next. I am so sorry that I haven't posted anything for about kind of like 2 weeks, but it has been really rough for me, and hope you understand. I just wanna speak for people that are not being heard. I do believe that's what I want to do, but I really want to have my schedule really organized, and for me to react to these movies that deserve to have these reviews and reactions. So please comment down below and tell me what do you want to see next, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe. And please follow me on my social media. You can comment on everything. You can send me Instagram messages, Twitter messages and whatever, and I will answer you guys. So I'll see you next time, and have a great day and night. Bye.